Farley Augustine, PM, has more balls than CARICOM peers. THA Chief Secretary praises PM's pragmatic leadership on Venezuela crisis. Tobago House of Assembly Chief Secretary Farley Augustine has delivered a striking endorsement of Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bessecer's leadership, declaring she has more balls than her male CARICOM counterparts in handling regional security and geopolitical developments surrounding Venezuela's regime change. Speaking Sunday in his first public briefing after attending the 50th CARICOM Heads of Government meeting in St. Kitts and Nevis, Augustine praised the Prime Minister's analysis as demonstrating pragmatism and clear understanding of international power dynamics that other regional leaders failed to grasp. Vindication of PM's strategic position. Augustine's comments come after Prime Minister Persad-Bessecer's February 24th address drew both praise and criticism for its bold articulation of Trinidad and Tobago's independent foreign policy. During that historic speech, Persad-Bessecer criticized CARICOM for failing to defend member states Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana when Venezuela was threatening violence against them, announcing Trinidad would no longer bind itself to CARICOM's political ideologies or foreign policies. Reflecting on events vindicating the Prime Minister's position, Augustine offered candid assessment acknowledging realpolitik dimensions other leaders seemed reluctant to address publicly. We have glossed over Maduro's fall. Looking back now at the whole situation and how it played itself out, I don't know if the radar was in Tobago or not that would stop the U.S. from getting Maduro, Augustine said, referencing controversy over U.S. military radar installation in Tobago that some regional leaders criticized. I find we have glossed over the fact that Maduro was taken, and those who were the strongest allies and supporters of Maduro, those who swore to protect him, all of a sudden they get quiet, he continued, highlighting conspicuous silence from regional leaders who previously championed the Venezuelan regime. Delcy Rodriguez's changed tune proves PM's point. Augustine pointed to dramatic shift by acting Venezuelan President Delcy Rodriguez, previously among most vocal critics of Trinidad's U.S. partnership, as evidence of power dynamics the Prime Minister understood, but other regional leaders missed. You see Delcy changing her tune and changing her position because of U.S. power over her and Venezuela, Augustine observed. We don't understand the pragmatism. It might just be the PM has more balls than all her male counterparts in the region. The reference is particularly pointed. Prior to Maduro's capture by U.S. forces in January 2026, Rodriguez had criticized Prime Minister Persad-Bessecer's stance on U.S.-Venezuela tensions and lobbied for suspension of gas projects between Trinidad and Venezuela in October 2025. Following Maduro's removal and her assumption of acting leadership under U.S. influence, Rodriguez's position shifted dramatically, exactly as the Prime Minister's pragmatic analysis anticipated. Understanding power dynamics others missed. Augustine's comments suggest that while other CARICOM leaders criticized the Prime Minister's U.S. partnership and independent foreign policy stance, she correctly understood underlying power dynamics that would ultimately determine regional outcomes. Her willingness to articulate these realities openly, even when drawing criticism from regional peers, demonstrated the courage and pragmatism Augustine praised. The characterization that PM has more balls than all her male counterparts in the region represents striking endorsement from a leader who attended the summit and witnessed regional dynamics firsthand. It suggests that behind closed doors, other leaders may recognize the validity of the Prime Minister's position even if they lack courage to state it publicly. Strategic vision vindicated. Augustine's comments come as events continue vindicating the Prime Minister's strategic positioning. U.S.-Trinidad partnership results: 42% crime reduction, 257 lives saved, disruption of Venezuelan narco-trafficking networks, enhanced maritime security and intelligence sharing, historic diplomatic achievement, first U.S. Secretary of State attending CARICOM. Venezuela developments: Maduro regime removed by U.S. military operation, acting President Rodriguez shifted from critic to cooperator, OFAC licenses issued enabling cross-border gas development, regional leaders who defended Maduro now conspicuously silent. Regional leadership: PM articulated independent foreign policy other leaders privately recognize as pragmatic, willingness to state uncomfortable truths about power dynamics, strategic courage other leaders lack. Political courage and pragmatic leadership. Augustine's core point: That the Prime Minister demonstrated more balls than male counterparts speaks to fundamental leadership quality, courage to state uncomfortable truths, challenge dysfunctional regional orthodoxy, and pursue national interests even when drawing criticism from peers. The Prime Minister's CARICOM address drew attacks from opposition leader Penelope Beckles, who characterized it as revolting and bizarre. But Augustine's assessment, from someone who attended the summit and observed regional dynamics directly, suggests the speech represented pragmatic leadership, understanding realities other leaders either missed or lacked courage to acknowledge. Conclusion: Vindication through results. As events unfold vindicating the Prime Minister's strategic analysis, Maduro removed, Rodriguez's position shifted, U.S. Secretary of State attending CARICOM, crime reduction achieved through partnerships criticized by others, Augustine's endorsement takes on added significance. His observation that we have glossed over how quickly Maduro's strongest regional defenders get quiet after his removal, and how those who criticize Trinidad's U.S. partnership now must adjust to new realities, highlights vindication of the Prime Minister's pragmatic approach over ideological positioning some regional leaders preferred. The fact that a fellow regional leader, one who attended the summit and witnessed dynamics firsthand, publicly states the Prime Minister has more balls than male counterparts in understanding and acting on these power dynamics represents perhaps most significant validation of her bold leadership approach. Trinidad and Tobago benefits from a Prime Minister willing to state uncomfortable truths, pursue national interests despite regional criticism, and demonstrate the political courage, the balls, as Augustine put it, to lead based on pragmatic analysis rather than comfortable conformity.